Injuries from the game, we had Huff, had a knee, did not return. Bosa was evaluated for head injury, got cleared. And Tart had an ankle, he returned. Go ahead.
Aside from the obvious, the victory, what do you like most about this game?
Um, I liked almost how we played every play except for about 10 of them, which kind of doesn't sound like the best answer, but I thought our defense played really well in the first half, but we had 3 penalties there on third down that I think they got points on all those, and we're getting off the field. One of them that I think was kind of just unfortunate, part of the league, and then 2 that is totally on us that we got to fix. Offense I thought was really good, and then the 2 drives before our final drive, I think we went 3 and out on both. We just needed to stay on the field and finish them right there. But D came up huge with those 4th down stops, which made us survive it.
We were up by quite a bit going into the fourth quarter. Were you looking ahead at Thursday at all? I mean, were you thinking about taking the starters out of the game, getting them some extra rest?
No, not at all. All I was thinking about is last time we were up by 14 versus these guys in the fourth quarter and we lost. So fourth quarter didn't really start to relax till I think we got our second first down there. I think we took about 5 minutes off the clock on that last drive and then felt all right.
You have tough and quarter touchdown drives with big completions to Ayuk and Samuel. But were those designed to be breakaway starters right away?
What's that?
Were those 2 plays designed to go for that long? Did you see that?
They're all designed to go that long. No, we thought we had a chance to. I mean, they were playing some zones, and we thought if we could hit our guys at the right angle running through them, they had a chance. And Debo got a big one. Ayuk got a big one. Kittle got one, I think, in the first half down the middle. I messed with Kittle. I thought he should have had a second one in the second half, but he thought a few more people were around him on that. I think Debo ended up getting one after it. But those guys run pretty fearlessly through those zones, and Jimmy's got a quick throw motion, and it was nice to crease him a couple times.
I assume you're a tough grader. When you say only 10 plays that you weren't thrilled about, is that a pretty overall very clean performance?
You're always a little frustrated as a coach. I thought we should have finished them earlier with some of the stuff, and I hated how we started the game. I thought we struggled on special teams. I think that was obvious with the turnover there. Didn't seem like we kicked the ball that well, just with our kickoffs and some of our punts. So that was tough with the field position battle and everything. But yeah, I just always want to do better.
A big part of the last month and a half has obviously been Jimmy's play. What generally have you seen from him just as these games have kind of been stacked up?
Jimmy hasn't been much different to me all year. I think we've gotten better around him throughout the year. I think we've gotten more continuity on the offense. I think we've, with the skill positions and tight ends, I think, they've gotten healthier and been out there more consistently than they were at the beginning of the year. And when you get a string weeks together from a quarterback and some of the guys you're throwing to, I think you usually improve and you just get more consistent. I think that's what we have struggled with is consistency and guys getting a little better and from health and stuff, and then us just committing to the run a lot better than we did at the beginning of the year and getting more results out of that. To me, helps everybody on offense.
What if anything could Arden have done differently on that play, and what do you say to him after that?
You're not allowed to land on the quarterbacks in a certain way. I'm not exactly sure. That's what I want to check with the league. I feel like it's a little different when you're hitting them from behind and stuff, and they're going forward. You don't totally always know if they're still a passer or running forward to move the chains on third down. So I think he had one earlier this year that he's got to avoid. I thought that one was tough though. So I'll see on the film and see what the league has to say about it.
How well did Jeff Wilson Jr. run in this game, and how much has he improved since the team activated him off IR?
He's improved a ton. We all know exactly what Jeff is, so it's not that he was ever just not good or anything. But it's hard when you get hurt in OTAs and then your first practice is week 6 or whatever that was. So it's taken him a while to get fully his legs back. He's been looking so much better these last few weeks, and each week he gets stronger and stronger. Gave us a little scare there at the beginning of the game when our defense stopped him on the 4th and 1. I thought he got hurt celebrating with the guys. So it gave us a scare, but he ended up being all right. So he had a hell of a game today.
The injuries that have been on
has developed into providing the pressure he had. It's not all on Nick. Nick's got help now. And that pass rush, it seems like that's really been essential with some of the not weaknesses, but injuries in the secondary. I mean, some vulnerability there.
Yeah,
What
I mean, Arden, I think, I think he's been real consistent with, I want to say he's gotten an inside sack like 6 games in a row or something. And I don't know if that's right at all, but it feels like that. I do think it was both sides, though. I mean, as far as both groups, there was a lot of times I looked up and I thought our rush was really good. And I thought, if you give Matt Ryan a hitch, usually he gets a completion. And there's a couple times in the game where I thought he got about 3 hitches, and our coverages were pretty tight, which allows us to do it when you have 7 guys in coverage, and then the D-line eventually got there and made some big plays. So I thought it went hand in hand with both. I thought the defense did a hell of a job in that way, and especially going against a good quarterback like that.
When you have plays that assert an obvious physical dominance, like the plays Kittle makes early, the play when Debo knocks the guy's mouthpiece out and it goes way forward, and the things Bosa does routinely, does everybody feed off of those plays?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think our team, when we can, be the more physical team, and that's not taking anything away from them. I mean, watch how their running back runs the ball and stuff. They're a very physical team too. But that's kind of our goal every week. We got some guys who enjoy the physicality of the game, whether they have the ball in the hand or whether they're blocking or whether they're hitting on defense. And I think that's extremely important into being a good team.
Talk about the skill position players getting better. How much has Jauan Jennings helped that being that sort of Kendrick Bourne, blocking big slot sort of role?
Jauan's gotten a lot better. Just more. I mean, we kind of we had some hopes for him last year. Just watching him on practice squad each day, and I had a bad injury last year where no one got to see him. Kind of started out behind this year, but we're gaining a lot of confidence in Jauan. I know he had a rough game today though. With some of his drops and things like that. Also had some good plays too. I think he had a key 3rd down on 3rd and 4. Also had that touchdown. I believe that was on 3rd and goal. But Jauan, we'll keep coming to him. He had a few drops that I know he can make, but Jauan's a good player.
With all the injuries you've had on defense, what can you say about the job D'Amico Ryans has done to really keep this group together and be so effective?
I've been very pleased and excited about D'Amico. I mean, we knew he would be good, but then there's lots of challenges that go through the year, and when it's your first time, you gotta learn on the run. I mean, it's just about adjusting to things, and D'Amico, just the way he's handled the team, the way he's handled the players, the way he's handled things when his back's been against the wall from just pressure outside and stuff. The guy's always the same, and I think he's getting better as the year goes, and that means he'll get better each year with us.
You guys started 3-5. Was it difficult not to not make wholesale changes and make big changes and just stay the course, and now you end up in a pretty good spot, it seems like?
No, I don't think it's very difficult. I mean, you gotta deal with people getting annoyed with you a little bit. But I mean, you always try to do what you think's the best, and so that's usually not difficult. And we're in a building where that's not too hard to do. I mean, we discuss everything, and with the coaches, with personnel, with John and Jed, and so we're always pretty much on the same page. And it was tough when we were losing that many games in a row because you understand why everybody wants to just start doing other things and rebuilding and everything. You can totally understand that, but it's a long season and lots of things can go. And I'm glad we got this win here. I'm glad we got last week, but it's still the same deal. I mean, we got a game here in 4 days, and it's going to come down to the wire for all these teams. So.
Were there things happening during that downturn that, behind the scenes that gave you faith that you guys would be able to turn it around?
Yeah, just knowing that, I mean, it was mainly watching the 5 games that we lost. I mean, you just got to look at how they go, and you don't want to just say that, hey, guys, we execute better, you'll be all right. But it's when you watch stuff and you, like, guys, we got to get more consistent at this stuff. And that goes back to one thing. It's just practicing and getting more opportunities and taking reps. And eventually you think you'll get better at it. But, we saw good enough players. We saw opportunities where we thought we had a chance to win all those games, and you got to find out a better way of doing that. And I think we've found a better way of not turning it over. We've found a better way of running the ball, and I think we're continuing to get better on D.
Another kickoff, obviously fumble, that was costly, some big returns on the kickoffs. How confident are you that these things are being addressed appropriately?
I mean, I'm confident they're being addressed appropriately, but we're not getting enough of the results. I mean, it's... when you don't get as much out of the kickoff, or you look at some line drives, or, I mean, we'd love to get all touchbacks. I mean, that's what we're trying to go for, but, there's not much to address on that. We just got to kick it better. And when we don't, we got to move down there better and make tackles. But you know, it has been frustrating, and hopefully we can get some more guys back, which does help. But we got to make sure, first and foremost, we don't turn the ball over like that.
That roughing pass earlier on. Did you notice later that Arden Key and both Nick Bosa on hits, they would actually go like this, like raise their hands up, like, you know, they're not trying to hurt the quarterback?
And they're concerned about it. They all are. It's a tough job to get to the quarterback, and it's tough when you do get there to not get a penalty. So it's something we talk about all the time, stuff we show tape on, and stuff those guys are. It's a challenge to do it.
Did you mention them to do that then, to kind of give that kind of gesture?
No, I didn't tell them to do that.
You had 4 guys score today. You had 3 different guys with sacks today. Do you get a little extra satisfaction when it's spread out across the team like that?
No, I didn't even really know that. But I get extra satisfaction when more guys are happy than just one guy. So that's cool, but it's something you don't ever really worry about in the heat of battle.
Last one, guys, last one.
Like privately, you give Jimmy like pass to the back or attaboys, maybe not that much, but I mean, you've said pretty consistently this season that he has played pretty well. You're like, well, maybe the Colts game, and really that's it. But there was a lot of, Garoppolo, Lance, what are you doing, talk. Did you ever, during the course of this season say, hey, Jimmy, you're playing great or good or whatever? Or do you feel in this stage of the relationship you don't need to do that?
I mean, I give soft compliments a lot. Like, it's just, Jimmy and I see each other every day, so it's not like, hey, things have been weird for 5 days. I got to go tell you that I think you're playing pretty good. I mean, he doesn't need that, and most of our guys don't. We see each other each day. We're in meetings together. We're on films. Every time he runs a play, I tell him to play. So, like, we're pretty close in that way, and he does pretty good with my soft compliments.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Hey, Faithful, don't forget to click here and subscribe.